Hi, Beefy besties. Welcome to another episode of Talking Shit with my cat. Cheers, Beef. This is a question I get all the time. How did I harness train Beef? And the answer to that is it was a dual effort. It was as much Beef's personality as it was my effort to get him to be harness trained. So let's talk about it. Even though Beef was a neonatal rescue and pretty much hand-raised by me from a day old, it did not change the fact that he had the soul of a feral. The second Beef gets any opportunity to get out of the house, Beef was trying. And I noticed Beef really enjoyed being outside and was so well behaved, I had to make a decision on how I could further his desire. I wanted to fulfill Beef's need to be outside and exploring while keeping him safe. This entire journey started fairly young. I started harness training Beef around 8 months old. By 14 months, just after a year old, Beef was starting to adventure with me in the car. When I officially made the decision to harness train Beef, I started training him with a commercial harness, one that you would find absolutely everywhere. I'm sure all of you understand that when you place a harness on your cat, they act super dramatic, drop to the ground like you just absolutely destroyed their life. And that was the beginning of our journey. Beef flopping to the ground in a harness, being absolutely dramatic. This didn't take a long time. Beef got very used to the harness very quickly. I have successfully harness trained 3 cats. Beef is not my only harness trained cat. I can tell you from experience that if you give them a little bit of interaction with the harness for a little bit of time each day, they start to understand that the harness is not a danger. Once they start to associate the harness with being outside, it gets a lot easier. From harness training Beef in the house, we started going in the garden where he was used to and familiar. From that point on, I started walking Beef around the neighborhood. He really enjoyed it. Then one day I went to go get my morning coffee. I opened up my car door and Beef decided he wanted to hop in. That is when our car ride journeys began. Beef absolutely loves the car. I hear stories all the time about cats who are afraid of the car, and Beef is not one of them. Beef very much enjoys meeting new people, and that was where his side of our whole journey in harness training really took over. All I did was put a harness on him and slowly expand his boundaries within his comfort level. The more and more he expanded and the more he realized it was a safe space, the more confident he became in traveling to new and exciting places. Beef has traveled with me on rescue missions all across Ontario. Beef has gone camping. He has gone to the beach. Beef has gone on hikes. He goes to the park. Beef goes shopping. As much as you put in effort to harness train a cat, I truly believe that it is also partially the cat's personality. And I say this with having 2 other harness trained cats. I have a female house panther, Miss Binksy Boo. Miss Binks is absolutely harness trained, but unfortunately she is scared of her own shadow, and that is who she is, and that is totally okay. My other harness trained kitty, Witchcraft, who we've already shared adventures with on TikTok, is a natural as well. He very much likes to adventure. The only reason I have not taken Witchcraft on any new adventures is because I've been waiting for his custom harness to arrive, and he will be starting to adventure again soon. Just to recap, putting your cat in a harness for short increments every day will help them get used to being in a harness. Slowly expanding their boundaries within spaces they're already used to will help them gain confidence while they're in their harness. Once they're confident walking around in a harness within spaces that they're used to, they will start to become confident in spaces they're not used to. And of course, you have to have a cat that already has that personality. Some cats are just timid. They don't like being out. They don't like being around others. And I think that's okay. Every bitty kitty is amazing in their own way, regardless if you have an adventuring Beef or a beautiful couch potato. Like and subscribe for more beefy content. And don't forget to stay beefy.